Good day, fellow participants of the second Multi-Disciplinary Pedagogical Research Conference 2024. I am Romil from Philippine Science High School Central Visayas Campus, and I would like to present the results of my research entitled Comparison of Two Flipped Classroom Modality and its Effectiveness to Students' Mathematical Achievement. Every country should give importance to its people's education, since a well-educated community brings prosperity to a country. Top-class education and students' competency becomes an important key indicator of human and economic capital growth. High-quality education plays a critical role in driving economic growth, and investments in education yields substantial economic returns through increased labor productivity and innovation. Educated workers are better at adopting and utilizing new technologies, boosting productivity across various economic sectors. There is a strong positive relationship between education quality and economic growth. Countries with higher student performance on standardized tests tends to experience faster economic growth. Students' competency plays a vital role in the growth and development of a country, and it is important for a country to give emphasis in the field. However, in the Philippines, and in the result of PISA 2022, Philippines is in the bottom 4 among 64 countries in the area of critical thinking. In addition, in the Southeast Asia Primary Learning Matrix 2019, Philippines got a score of only 10% in the domain of reading above the mean, only 17% obtained scores in the learning domain of mathematics above the mean, and only 2% obtained scores in the learning domain of writing above the mean. The possible reasons and the possible causes of this is that number 1, students' competence or mastery of the subject matter is not that good. Number 2, students' anxiety or stress could be very high. Students' self-efficacy or confidence is very low. And number 3, delivery of instructions may not be very effective. The flipped classroom approach, in one way or another, is able to address all of these reasons. The flipped classroom approach is structured around the idea that lecture or direct instruction is not best use of class time. Instead, students encounter information before class or at home, freeing class time for activities that involve higher order thinking. The flipped classroom approach is anchored in the following theories. Number 1, the constructivism theory or the constructivist theory, which suggests that learners construct knowledge through experiences and interactions with their environment. In a flipped classroom setup, students engage with the material before a class and then apply their knowledge through active learning activities during class. In addition, active learning also supports our flipped classroom approach. Active learning emphasizes students' engagement and participation in the learning process. The flipped classroom model facilitates active learning by freeing up class time for interactive activities rather than passive lectures. In addition, the cognitive load theory also where our flipped classroom approach is anchored to. Learners have a limited capacity for processing information. The flipped classroom helps manage cognitive load by allowing students to engage with new information at their own pace outside of the class. The flipped classroom approach is also have been proven effective with different researches. According to the research of Mason, Schumann, and Cook in 2013, students' performance in the flipped classroom versus a traditional classroom, it results shows that the flipped classroom can lead to better student performance and satisfaction. By Lage, Platt, Triglia in 2000, it pointed out, or the research pointed out, that the flipped classroom highlights its potential to create a more inclusive learning environment by accommodating different learning styles and paces. In addition, the flipped classroom can create a more interactive and engaging learning environment, which translates to better student performance. In the study of Hered and Shrell in 2013 also, they pointed out that the flipped classroom model can be effectively combined with case-based teaching to improve student learning and engagement in science courses, and thus give us the objective of this study, which is number 1, we would like to test the effectiveness of the two different flipped classroom approaches or methods with the use of video lecture and the use of learning guides or modules, and also compare which of the two is more effective than the other. Here are our problem statements of this study. What is the entry level of the respondents before exposure to the interventions? What is the exit level of the respondents after exposure to the interventions, which is the flipped classroom setup with video lecture and flipped classroom setup with the use of learning guides or modules? And lastly, number 3, is there a significant difference between the post-test mean scores between the video group and the module group? And here is the results of the study. For our problem statement number 1, we do the data analysis by categorizing our respondents into three groups: the above average, average, and below average categories. This is done through frequency distribution table and verified using single value t-test. For our module group, it has been found out that there is 0 who belongs, or the respondents belongs to the above average and the average category, while there are 28 which belongs to the below average category, which implies that our module group belongs to the below average category. In addition, our video group, it has been found out that there is 0 number of respondents which belongs to the above average, 5 which belongs to the average category, and there are 23 which belongs to the below average category. After this, we can see that both the module group and the video group belongs to the below average category. After the interventions was conducted and introduced to these two different groups, we will now analyze what is the exit level of the respondents in the two groups. We do this using the data analysis by categorizing again our respondents into above average, average, and below average categories. This is done through frequency distribution table and verified using the single value t-test. In the module group, it has been found out that after exposure to the flipped classroom approach using learning guides or modules, there are 23 now who belongs to the above average category, 5 which belongs to the average category, and there is no student or respondent which belongs to the below average category, which gives us the idea that the module group now belongs to the above average category after it exposed to the flipped classroom approach using the module or learning guides. For the video group, it has been found out that there are 20 of the respondents belongs to the above average category, 8 belongs to the average category, and there is none which belongs to the below average category. It gives us the idea that after exposure to the intervention, the flipped classroom approach using video lectures, the video group belongs now to the above average category. For the problem statement number 3, we would like to check, is there a significant difference between the post-test scores of the respondents after the two groups, the video group and the module group, were exposed to the interventions? Using student t-test at alpha at 0.05, it has been found out that there is no significant difference between the post-test scores of the video group versus the module group. This means that, or implies that, the two methods of implementing the flipped classroom approach are comparable, meaning there is no better method of implementing the flipped classroom approach with respect to student scores or mathematical proficiency. However, even though none is better than the other, it has been found out that the flipped classroom, both the module or the learning guide and the video lectures, was able to make our respondents change its categorization from below average category to above average category. This implies that both of the two methods or means of implementing the flipped classroom approach has increased the students' competency. Thus, both of the two means or methods of implementing the flipped classroom approach can be both considered as an effective classroom strategy. In conclusion, we were able to find out the entry level of our respondents in the video group and in the module group to be below average category, and after the intervention or exposure our respondents to the flipped classroom approach using video lectures or learning guides, we were able to find out that our respondents now belong to the above average category. In addition, we found out that there was no significant difference between the two means of implementation of the flipped classroom approach, but both interventions was able to increase students' competency and can be considered as a good substitute to the traditional teaching strategy. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.